On my way to boxing practice, I couldn't stop thinking that my parents wanted me to be their sweet, gentle angel. But the truth was, I'd always been stubborn and short-tempered. I'll wipe that stupid smile off your pretty face! I was taken to a police station for damaging city property. The cops called my parents. There they are, by the way.
When are you going to stop embarrassing us? I'm so tired of your antics. Why did you break the billboard?
I was showing a lousy actor that I hated. Hi, I'm Bianca, and I'm 17. Boxing's my favorite hobby. What's yours? Tell me in the comments down below. If you subscribe to the Private Diary channel and like this video, I'm sure someone will notice how talented you are pretty soon. Now, let me tell you about my life. My parents were quite well off. Dad was a successful businessman, and Mom used to be a beauty queen. They didn't love each other. It was a marriage of convenience. Unsurprisingly, I didn't believe in love, though, to be fair, my own love life drama played a role in that too. Back in high school, I used to date a cute nerd called Chuck. He was often bullied for his timidness. I protected him from bullies and always tried to be there for him. When we got into high school, Chuck changed. It was like he was a different person. He spent the summer working out and looked hot by the time the school year began. All the girls were jealous of me. Chuck decided to become an actor, and I did my best to support him. Here, I asked my parents for some money. You should find an acting coach.
Thank you, Bianca. When I get an Oscar, I'll remember you.
Soon, Chuck got a role in a popular TV series. I couldn't be prouder of my boyfriend. At least until I found out that he was cheating on me with his co-star. I got your favorite oranges. How dare you?
Don't be mad, babe. There's enough of me for everyone.
What? I'll chop you up like a piece of meat. As you can see, we didn't have an amicable breakup. Chuck moved to Hollywood and kept getting more popular. As for me, well, I lost my temper each time I saw posters with my ex-boyfriend on them. My parents paid a fine so I could leave the station. My younger sister was waiting for us in the car. Kat was a very romantic and sweet girl. Unlike me, she wore rose-colored glasses. I drew a heart on the window while I was waiting for you.
How charming. Bianca, why can't you be sweet like your sister?
No one's broken Kat's heart yet. As soon as that happens, her soul will turn as black as your new shoes, Mom.
You are incorrigible.
That evening, I was playing with my pet, Count. He was a tarantula. Then I heard loud voices coming from the living room. Why can't I go to my friend's party?
Because there will be boys there and you're still too young for that.
It's not fair. I'm 15. I wanted to leave before they dragged me into their fight, but it was too late.
I know. Kat, you can't go to parties or date anyone until your older sister does.
What? Bianca would sooner agree to go out with her tarantula.
You've heard our terms.
Just as I feared, Kat stared at me with huge, plaintive eyes. Bianca, please come with me to the party. Please? Max is gonna be there. I'm crazy about him. And who knows, you might meet someone and finally get over Chuck.
Don't say his name. Anyway, no way. I'm not interested.
Ugh, you're the worst sister in the world. She got mad at me and locked herself in her room. Her parents thought that would be the end of it. But as soon as it got dark, I went outside and stood under my sister's window. Just as I thought. Kat soon climbed out of it. Are you going somewhere? Bianca, Don't bother lying. You might have fooled Mom and Dad, but it was obvious to me you were gonna sneak out. Go back. Your escape plan failed. You're my sister, not my mom. Kat, listen. I looked at Max's social media. He's not a guy worth sneaking out of home for. Besides, he's 2 years older than you. You don't want him to break your heart, do you? No. Kat pouted, but went back to her room. I went back inside as well, pleased with myself. Kat spent the rest of the evening blasting sad love songs. I made us cocoa and went to her room, hoping to have a heart-to-heart with her. Kat, I'm only being so strict because I'm worried about you. Kat? That little brat, she slipped away! She turned on music on her phone so everyone would think she's throwing a little pity party in her room. I knew where the actual party she wanted to go to was taking place, so I came there and tried to find her. Kat, where are you? Hey buddy, have you seen Kat?
No, I don't even know who that is.
Okay, where's Max? Kat's probably with him.
Oh, there he is. Hey Max, some pretty girl's looking for you. You're here. Oh, you're not Kat.
What an astute observation. I'm her evil older sister. You have 3 seconds to get your hands off me.
Sorry, it's dark in here, and you and Kat look a lot alike. I thought you were her.
So she's not here?
No, she texted me that your parents forbade her from coming.
Okay, you may go. As I walked back, I kept trying to figure out where my sister could be. When I got home, she was lying on the couch. Where have you been? I went for a run. What about you?
Me?
Oh, I did that too. The Christmas holidays were approaching. At breakfast, our parents told us their old friends would come for a visit soon.
The Belluccis are trillionaires. They live in Italy and have 3 sons Bianca's age. They're triplets, and they don't speak English.
Why are you telling us all this?
Because I demand you treat our guests with respect and not embarrass us.
No promises. I was about to go to practice when Kat ran up to me, furious. Bianca, what is this? Calm down first. What's the matter? She showed me someone's selfie from that damn party. In the background, Max was hugging me. This is what you didn't want me to go out with him. You have a crush on him, Max. It all makes sense now. What? No, it's not like that. My sister locked herself in her room and refused to talk to me. I stood behind her door and tried to explain what actually happened. What can I do to make you forgive me? Be nice to those triplets from Italy. Maybe one of them will be brave enough to ask someone as prickly as you out. If that happens, Mom and Dad will let me go on dates too. I could tell by Kat's face that she wouldn't leave me alone until I agreed. Resigned, I agreed to her terms. I kept thinking about everything that happened at practice and couldn't focus. My coach noticed and scolded me.
Bianca, get it together. Your technique looks terrible.
Yes, coach. I needed to get mad. Luckily, I knew a surefire way to do that, and I just imagined Chuck's smug face when I hit the punching bag. Take that! Had enough yet? Take some more!
Now we're talking.
A couple of days later, our parents' friends arrived. Signor Bellucci and Dad immediately started to brag like 2 peacocks.
You have a wonderful house, but let me remind you that I am a trillionaire and you're just a millionaire. But my wife is much more beautiful, and she only had 2 plastic surgeries.
I thought they were about to start fighting, but it turned out their rivalry was just a friendly one. The triplets, Fabio, Antonio, and Leon, were gorgeous. I didn't doubt they were all Casanovas. I couldn't stand boys like that. Dad said his assistant could give them a tour of the city, but then Kat elbowed me. Come on, Bianca, this is your chance. All right, I remember. I'm sure your assistant is busy. I'll show our wonderful guests around myself.
Bianca, are you feeling all right? What's with your face?
I'm just smiling.
This isn't like you. Okay, they don't speak English, so it should be fine. But no tricks.
I showed the triplets around town and didn't stop smiling when they tried to flirt with me. However, I didn't hesitate to say everything I thought out loud. It wasn't like they could understand me anyway. Jeez. Could you be any dumber? I'm sure you had girls falling all over themselves to be with you back home, what with your looks and rich parents. Okay, I'll just pretend to fall for it. I can't wait for this to be over. I gave the boys a tour and we came home just in time for dinner. So, how was it? I've been nice to them all day. I'd say it went well. A bit too well.
What?
I turned around and saw what had stunned Kat so much. It seemed like I'd overdone it. The triplets were obsessed with me after that. Luckily, Mom soon called us to the table. Our fathers began to brag again.
Have I told you that Bianca boxes professionally yet? What's the big deal? My sons learned English in just 2 months.
When I heard that, I choked on my food. Excuse me for a moment. I ran out to another room, but Fabio, Antonio, and Leon all caught up to me. So you knew what I was saying?
We did. I'm sorry for hiding it from you.
Why aren't you mad then?
You hit the bullseye when you said that girls often throw themselves at us because of our rich parents. But we don't want to get married for convenience like our parents. They act like the perfect couple in public, but at home, they argue all the time. You were so sincere, Bianca. We've never met anyone like you. That's why we like you. Let us take turns taking you out on dates. You can decide which one of us you like the most later.
Wow! 3 boys fell head over heels in love with you at once! Nonsense! My bluntness just must have hurt their egos, and now they're trying to seduce me to get revenge. I will prove that love doesn't exist. I decided to act as nasty as possible so they'd come clean about their plans. That evening, I invited Antonio to my room to chat. This is Count! Isn't he a sweetheart?
I hate spiders. They're disgusting.
One down. 2 to go. The next day, I invited Fabio for a walk. My parents were over the moon when they found out about it. Since Bianca's going out with boys, I can too, right?
Well, we did agree to that.
Yes!
Kat, be careful with Max. He's the kind of guy who goes through girls faster than you can count them.
Don't be a buzzkill. Kat ran off on a date, and Fabio and I went for a walk. I bought a hot dog and ate it as sloppily as possible. I hoped Fabio would feel disgusted and run away, but his reaction surprised me.
You're such a messy eater. It's cute.
Well, maybe it was time to change tactics. Then I noticed a cardboard cutout of Chuck, and I floored it with a swift hook. Still think I'm cute?
Bianca, you can't just damage city property.
If the real Chuck was here, I would have done the same to him. Fabio stayed there to glue the cardboard cutout back together, and I went home, hoping that I'd done enough for him to lose interest. When I got home, Kat called me in tears and asked me to pick her up from a cafe. I immediately headed there. Leon noticed I was leaving and asked if he could accompany me.
You've gone on dates with my brothers, but not with me.
Soon, we arrived at the cafe. Kat was sobbing on the curb. It turned out that Max had bet his friends she would let him kiss her on the first date. As soon as he'd won the bet, he laughed at my sister and chased her away. Where is that stupid jerk?
I'm going to teach him a lesson. Don't.
I'll do it myself. Remember me?
Ugh, let go of me, you psycho.
You can only blame yourself. You are gonna get on your knees and beg Kat for forgiveness.
All right. Just don't touch me.
The security guard noticed the commotion and called the police. I ended up back at the station. I was still mad as heck. At least I was fairly sure the triplets wouldn't bother me anymore. Kat had learned the hard way that love just didn't exist. So things worked out, more or less. My coach came to bail me out because the cops couldn't get through to my parents.
Bianca, I used to be just as hot-tempered as you and solved all my problems with my fists. Let me give you a piece of advice. You must learn to forgive your enemies and hold back. Otherwise, you can forget about professional boxing.
The heartfelt talk with my coach brought me to my senses. My mentor opened my eyes and gave me a lift home. To my surprise, the Bellucci brothers were making goo-goo eyes at me again when I arrived.
Bianca, have you chosen yet?
I wanted to snap back that I was sick of their games, but then my parents broke in.
Boys, what are you talking about? Do you like Bianca? Her parents are our friends, but they are much poorer than us. You should date someone in your league.
The boys had a lot to say about that.
People should be together because they love each other. We don't want to be calculating like you. Bianca doesn't care about our status. She's special. I've had enough of this nonsense. Pack your things. We have a plane to catch.
It was only then that I believed in the sincerity of the brothers, and I told them that I had just been trying to scare them away. I see now, you're good guys, but I'm not ready for a relationship yet, especially a long-distance one. Antonio, Fabio, and Leon were upset, but we agreed to stay friends and parted on a good note. What are you doing? Getting rid of everything that reminds me of romance. You were right, Bianca. Love doesn't exist. Kat, no, I was wrong. Sincere, pure, and tender love does exist, and I'm sure that we'll find it. Do you really think so? I do. You'll see. One day we'll find awesome, handsome boyfriends. That evening, someone rang our doorbell. When I saw Chuck's smug face behind the door, I couldn't help but clench my fists. I hope you either saved your progress or bought a couple of spare lives.
Oh, come on. I know you're still pining for me. Isn't that right?
I've imagined meeting you and smearing you on the wall so many times. Now you're here. And you know what?
What?
I forgave you and I let go. Have a nice day, Chuck. I still have plenty of time to meet my true love, but finding peace is much more important. I think I've managed to do that. Nothing can make me lose it now. Do you have anger issues? Tell me what you do when you're furious.